So if we want to do scenarios, we're going to go over to that reasoning model because reasoning models will think through things and they're okay with uncertainty. And so in this case, I want to project the likely outcome of the new increase in US tariffs on Japan, specifically on Japan's automobile exports. Well, that's my goal, right? And so this is how we're using that format for reasoning models. Project three likely scenarios over the next 1 to 3 years. For each scenario, detail X, Y, Z, and another one. That's the return format. That's what the information I want back and in what format I want it. My warning is ensure you're drawing from the latest data because the news on tariffs is changing by the hour. And then context. I took a news story about the automotive tariffs and I threw it in the bottom just to give it grounding because I wanted to make sure that it really understood the dynamics there. And off it goes. This is a Gemini, and it gave me about actually 4 pages of content. I'm not going to run through it all. Here's just the scenarios it provided. Persistent high tariffs and limited mitigation, partial mitigation through negotiation and production shifts, and significant rollback or exemption. And then it goes into not only the summary of that, but all of the implications of it and different factors to consider. It's quite good. Now, it doesn't replicate what someone who is a specialist in this would write by any means, but as a generalist, it's a good report. Now, let's talk about deep research. Write a risk assessment on the security situation for that Route 85. So instead of having it help us plan to write this, let's just have it write it for us and see what we get. Off we go. Let's go to Gemini. When you type it into Gemini, it will start with a research plan. It's kind of cool. So it'll tell you, and it's hard to see, but like, here's all the different things I'm going to think about and do to come up with this report. And you can go in and hit edit plan, take some stuff out and add some things in if you want, and to make sure that you get everything correct there before it sends it off into its research mode. Over on ChatGPT, it asks clarifying questions. There's actually kind of cool. So let's say, what type of cargo are the warehouse drivers transporting? What time of day do they typically travel? Are there any specific stops or transfer points around Route 85? Preferred border crossing? And so I just gave basically non-answers to that and sent it on its way. Well, let's check in. Whoa, it's looking at all these different websites. In fact, as you'll see, it went through 130 websites in this research project and pretty impressive there. And 7 minutes later, it is complete. Those 130 websites used, some of them it cites, others it just reads and then doesn't cite from. And this was a 6-page report with an executive summary at the top that gives an overview of the whole security situation.